The force of evil plans to make you its possession. And it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. Cause if love and peace you treasure, then you'll hear me when I say, hey y'all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the damn mental house. I couldn't wait to get in here because I have just received back I didn't just receive back, but I am somewhat surprised by the results of my Ancestry.com composition. Can y'all see that? I hope you can see this because it's kind of crazy. These are like the African continent and the Asian, just what's part of who the hell I am. Most of y'all know that most of the West African countries where a lot of the heavy slave trading took place. An awful lot. Well, when they broke my lineage down, I'm going to share it with you right now, okay? Because I encourage everybody to do this. It is such a empowering, it's just an empowering thing when you get the results. And I don't care what anybody say, all the haters out there, they go, oh, that's fake, and how can you fall for that? Get a life. It has several seats, okay? Because it just feels good. It feels real, okay? So it works for me, and I want to share it with y'all, okay? Okay, so I was 83.8% sub-Saharan African, and which broke down to 81.4% West African. Wow. And West Africa, of course, consists of countries like Nigeria, the Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Togo, Gambia. I think that's where the story of Kunta Kinte, they were from Gambia. So that was a lot of heavy slave trading in West Africa, an awful lot. And so a lot of my ancestors did come over on the Middle Passage. So that is not a question. Then I'm 1% Central South African, and which is countries like Angola, Republic of the Congo, right, and then I'm 0.2% East African, so countries like Tanzania, Somalia, Ethiopia, Kenya. I have a small percentage of East African, which makes it I think a 0.2. So roughly, I'm mostly West African on my African side. Now this is the part that really got me, because in our families, how we always have the myths going on, like yeah, we part Cherokee and this, that, the other, and yeah, and your mama was a Blackfoot, and so and so was well, I heard that in my family, but it was kind of surprising to really see the rest of my ancestry, because I suspected it to be a lot of Native American, and it was actually 14.9% European, Northern European at that, which meant countries like Iceland, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, Lithuania. Those are Northern Europe countries. Isn't that something? And then this was the real stickler here. I was like a 5.9% British and Irish. Like, okay, the Irish I knew. So, and I thought that was the extent of British. Yeah, me. Chilean pop pop. The British. The snobs. Wow. Um, but I knew my great great grandfather was an Irish guy. And for those of you guys who don't know me, and I'm full of freckles, and that is from my Irish side, of course. But it was that part wasn't as shocking. The British part was, but not the Irish. I was surprised maybe by the 0.5 Scandinavian and 6.5 Southern European. Wow, really? So I was like, wow. Now what surprised me was that I only had 0.9% East Asian and Native American. And that broke down to 0.6 Eastern Asian and 0.2% Native American. So all this Native American ancestry that my family on my mother's side claimed to have, it just shows up as basically 2%. But the Chinese or the Asian or the Vietnamese, the Asian side of myself is 0.6. So actually I have more Asian in my lineage than we have Native American. And it's really something else. And why I'm making this video, I just want to give a shout out to all the women who have babies by the same guy. Because that seems to be a lost thing now. And people look at people who have the same mother and father as if they are some kind of geeks, and that the norm, because the norm now is to have so many different fathers mixed up in your family. Well, I just want to give a shout out to all of those who do have one father for your brood, because it's easier for you to detect who that person acts like, who that person meant, why your children act the same. Pretty much you can identify and you can see. And it's almost like this right here. If you got the same mother and the same father, you only got to get one test done, and it's one size fit all. But if you got a whole bunch of daddies and baby daddies and stuff up in there, it's going to be very difficult to find out who you are, just like we had today. And I'm just saying that not to be facetious, but to just saying we all mixed up. We all mixed up. Now, and what we think we are, sometimes we really aren't. But it's really important, in my opinion, to find out if you're interested in finding out who you are. There are some communities that don't believe in this at all. There are some that love it. Well, I belong to the community, I think, that loves it, and I got a big kick out of it, and I love the results even more. So I wanted to share that with y'all. I hope y'all like that. If you do like what you heard, just like and subscribe, and I will be back later, and I hope to see you soon in the mental house. Thank you. Bye, y'all.